Well, look at that. Shannon, how are you? Hope you had a good weekend. It was beautiful weather here. Hope you're doing well. Was 70 yesterday and 40 today. I haven't gotten that cold yet here, but we got a storm that just rolled in and it cooled off a bunch. The last couple of days was pretty nice weather. Jack and Gillis. Yep. I am. When it was last month or whatever, when it was still cold out, man, it was really tough coming out here. And had some internet issues and stuff like that, so that didn't help matters. But that seems to be fixed now. So, yep, yeah, like I said, internet seems to be working good. Yep, the whole internet could have been a whole problem with cold weather. So, just that's been 10 times better since it was starting to warm up a little bit. I don't know. You got to ask my wife. When it comes to computer stuff and whatnot, she is the guru on that end. See, I fix her car, she fixes my internet. So, yep, that's what you get when you're trying to make computers smarter than humans, right? Hey, it works. So, yeah. And I don't have the patience with computers. These kind of computers, anyway. They, I find them extremely frustrating. But yeah, there ain't many live streams left of the old guard to that regard. So used to have nothing else than every day to week. Hey, Bill Beckett is in the house. Bill, how are you? Well, anyway, yeah, it seems like it seems that's how it went, Shannon. But yeah, like I said, we used to have one every day of the week, and just over the years, it just petered off, which is too bad. It was, that was fun, you know. Emily, sir, how are you? Hey, Bill and M. Hey, Shannon. Chaka Gillis. Yep. Hey, M. Leeser. Yeah, for whatever reason, I keep missing the Fluffy's live stream. But yeah, same thing here, Shannon. So I'm sure he's busy. Hey, Bill. Howard. Oh, that's been great, Bill. Um, if they keep doing what they're doing, I'm impressed. That that three-quarter drive impact. It's, I mean, Jesus, that thing packs a punch. I tell you what. And not for too long, we'll stack that up against the IR I have. That's three-quarter, and the Milwaukee. So, and the sockets are, well, the sockets are doing pretty good. So no complaints there. I need to see if we can get a couple more. I need some SAE and some quarter. But so far, that stuff has been impressive, and those die grinders are uh, recommend. They, but then again, those are 1 horsepower, so I mean, it's that's a whole nother level in itself. So, but all that stuff is at the other shop. So, yeah, yeah, Capri has been doing pretty good. Like I said, I was actually thinking maybe to see if we could get a hold of a Torque Test channel and uh, send that three-quarter drive impact and see how it stacks up against the rest. That would be a pretty cool comparison, I think. I still have 4 others. What do you mean, Bill? Holy shit, Mid Atlantic Tools, how are you? I hope all is well. You still running your tool truck? Have you heard from Jamie Lady? No, no. That's been a while too. Normally, once in a while, I'll talk to her. Some text messages or through Messenger, one way or the other. Um, and maybe it's, yeah. Now you bring that up, so uh, check time to check in with her, see how she's doing. What up, Dave? I send you a link whenever you have time. Well, good. Tool business still good at Atlantic? Hey, Dave. Hello, Mid Atlantic. Hope she's doing okay. Yeah. Well, like I said, there's times where, I don't talk to her in a month or two, and then, you know, Hey, Quick Wrench. Hey, Dave. Hey, Daniel, how are you? What happened to Cajun being on here? We went our separate ways. And that's all there's to it. And that's okay. But anyway. But anyway, Bill? Yeah, what do you mean with I still have 4 others? Not bad day by day. Well, and I'm sure season by season and whatnot. Yep, no problem, Dave. I thought he might have fell finally off the. I don't know. It's been a while I talked to him, so. But yeah. Anyway, anybody want to talk about something specific or anything like that? The last week I had a truck and I did an oil change on it and a couple other things, adjust the brakes and new shocks and stuff like that. It got me to thinking, those guys change the oil every 25 miles. So why do we change the oil on our cars? Like a pickup truck that runs 15W40. Why do we change that every 5,000 miles? I was just wondering about that. Still have 2 others, Metco, one Snap-on, and a Mac. Ah, gotcha. I don't think so. No, not really. Oh yeah. I one thing. Go grab it. Got the new or new to me. This is the Snap-on 24 volt tester. It comes with attachments, which I thought was really cool. One really long prod, a probe, and a shorter one. Oh, here's Dave.
What up, everybody?
And then one you can put an attachment on it. That thing is nice. These are my favorites, by the way. You familiar with this one, Dave?
With test light?
Yeah.
Was
Goes up to 24 volt. Yeah. Then you can put different attachments on it. And you got a shorty and then a really long one. And like I said, that one here you can put whatever on that has a banana jack on it. I did cut the clamp off so I could put my other shit on there.
I have one similar to that. I usually just use an old-fashioned test light if I'm using a test light.
Well, I like those. With,
I got all
with-
kinds of shit. I got the digital test lights. I got the little LED test lights. I got the ones that tell you the voltage and light up.
yeah,
I got
that's what that one is.
luminescence. I got load boxes, light load, medium loads, heavier loads. What's up, Cass? I see Speedruns made a comment there. It's been a while
Nick,
since
how are
you've been
you?
in. All matters what I'm testing. I'll be honest, if I'm working alone, my tool of choice, honestly, is probably my power probe. And I'll tell you why. If I'm working alone, because it makes noise. I can hear it from
Okay.
getting it ground. I can hear it from getting power. I don't need somebody to tell me. Like if I can't see it, I can run it way back to the back of the car, turn the key. Okay, at least I believe the fuel pump's powering up.
Yeah.
Shit like that. It's like almost having a second person with you. But you still can't trust it 100% because it's not loading a circuit. It's just telling you there's some kind of ground and some kind of voltage.
Right. Yeah, like like I said, those are my favorite test lights with the digital readout, and and then it turns red or green. Hey, Cass, how are you?
Yeah, dirt bike counts as a tool. Because I mean, what's that? Dirt bike's a tool, man. You can tow something with the dirt bike off road, so it's a tool. What's that company, Ego or whatever? They got all those power tools, the electric power tools. They actually have a dirt bike in their tool lineup. What scan tool are you using, Theo?
Snap on one.
You're using a Snap-on old. It's got the 2-channel scope in it, right?
Yeah.
Which one is that? I'm trying to brain farting. It's not the Solus. It is the
Modus Ultra.
Modus Ultra. Yeah.
Yeah, that thing has been great.
How updated is it?
19. Sorry.
19.
Yeah.
That's a solid scan tool with a good 2-channel lab scope in it. Only thing that sucks about 2-channel lab scope is you're just using that screen. It's small, but
Yeah, but I work on a lot of older stuff, Dave. I don't use that all the time.
no, the scan tool is a solid scan tool, though. I mean, I have a Snap-on Solus Ultra. It's probably updated to around 2018, 2019. I keep that around because I still have all the connectors to go OBD1 with it too. So then I got a launch tablet or launch scan tool that I have. I actually have 2 launches.
Yeah, I don't mind it, Nick. It's different in a lot of different ways, and not. Semis have become more and more just like your newer pickup trucks and whatnot. So, in a lot of ways. So, how do I get this damn fuel line off a 2012 Prius? I got the answer for you, Zach. Right here. Grab yourself an old oil jug and cut 2 strips and wedge that in there, and then it'll pop right off. That's probably one of the easiest ways of doing it. Hope that helps. There's an '08 Acura. And lower after that, we have a couple of different Autels we use. Gotcha. appreciate that, Zach. Hope it's helping you out. We do pre and post reports.
Well, we do pre and post on everything we can do a pre and post report on. Our sales guys do a freaking pre-scan on most cars if we don't get to it. Like if I don't do it, but I mean, if they didn't do it, I have to do it. But our sales guys will do a pre-scan on almost every car that comes in, as long as their tool will do it. Which their tool should do it.
Yeah, vast majority of the stuff I work on is 2010 or older.
That's a common thing now, man, for customers to constantly tell us, my light wasn't on when I brought it in. You guys rotated the tires and did an oil change. Now my light's on. Well, no, it was on when it came in, and these were the codes are set. And this is what the salesman took a picture of your dashboard with the lights on while your car was still sitting in the parking lot, the whole 9 yards. I mean, pretty
That's
hard to
right.
bullshit us at our shop. We don't like put signs up and tell customers that we're basically the whole damn place is under surveillance. But for the most part, the customer's car is under surveillance.
Gives you something to remember me by. Anyway, you were saying what, Dave?
I said, like most of our facility is under, it's being watched. I mean, it's got closed, it's camera. It's all caught on camera. So like, and then we do pre-scans on every car, and every once in a while we get a customer that complains or says that, hey, this wasn't like this, so I brought my car here, but most of the time it was like that before you brought the car there. We've had customers claim that we did body damage to their car. It's not often it happens. I mean, it's not like an everyday occurrence, but just like Cass is saying, we also do stuff for body shops too. I mean, we document everything now. We document if a check engine light's on in your car before we even work on it. We got cameras that observe the whole parking lot where the car is parked. So if somebody bumps it, gets hit, or it's got a big dent in it, and you say, oh, it wasn't like that till I came to pick it up. If something happened while it was here, we'll know if it did or did not have that damage. For the most part, there's some secret hidden areas that we don't get a real good view of, but customers don't know where that's at.
Yeah, well, it also depends on, I don't have that many customers to begin with. So
somebody asked me the third day how many cars a day we saw, and I'm trying to think. I think we, on average, we write up. Not saying we do. It all depends what the work is and what's going on. I believe we average write up about 28 cars a day at our shop. I think that's what the sales guy told me. Our service manager told me.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the breakdown was. Like initial write-ups being service work versus what I call bullshit maintenance. I don't know that figure. I just know total of like 28 cars a day average is what's written up.
Yeah, but you all do a lot of maintenance too, right? Oil changes, brakes, and shit like that.
Yeah, oil changes, tire rotations. We do work for a local enterprise car rental from time to time. We'll do some overflow work for them. I'm sure they take their stuff to the retail chains most of the time. But we're set up with their national account with Enterprise. I would say at least 10, 12 cars a day are oil change rotations, shit like that. Real quick, light work.
Yeah. See, I don't even. Somebody calls me for an oil change. I'm like, I'm the wrong guy, man. I don't do oil changes. I don't do tire rotations. I don't do anything tire related to begin with.
I only do a tire rotation if the car has it on it when I'm working on the car, and I just do it while the car's up in the bay. A lot of times that kind of work's already done on a vehicle by the time I get it. Like the oil changes and shit. Our young guys will do the oil changes, and then they'll throw it back up on my hook. If it had oil change plus a diag on it or something, they'll do the oil change usually. Unless I tell them, don't worry about it. Don't do it yet till I look at the car. But even then, when I'm done with it, I'll throw it up for them to do the oil change. Usually.
Yeah, I like I said, I don't even do that. So I mainly do heavy line at the end of the day, engines and transmissions. So no, I fucking hate tires with a
I fucking hate
goddamn
tires
passion.
too.
I don't know what it is. I do know what it is. I just think it's dumb work, and that's all there's to it. Doing tires. I've got zero love into that.
But it's not completely dumb work. You got to know when to stop putting air in it.
Okay, whatever you call it, Dave.
No, I hate doing tires.
It's no different as
Somebody asked me
doing.
to do a flat repair. I mean, like, is you serious? I hope you're not going very far. I can't
I
guarantee you'll
don't.
stop.
I don't want to do it. There's a couple things in life I don't do anymore. It's roofing, drywall, tires. I don't do fucking tires. So
That's out of curiosity. Cass puts a mention down here. You check tire date. What's your call on tire date? Cass being he's in Texas, right?
yeah,
Because I hear that so often once you get outside the Midwest or like where I'm at, Michigan. Dates we don't. I mean, I know what the rules, the laws, and all that shit are on tire dates, but I hear people down in Florida, man, that tire is 5 years old. You're getting recommended new tires. I don't care if they're at 11:30 seconds. That tire is over 5 years old. It needs new tires. But a tire store is allowed to sell a tire right up to the point it's one day younger than 5 years old. As a new tire, they can still sell it as a new tire.
yeah, but that's for you, babe, because you like to pick up nails. Hey, Walter, how are you? Yeah, but when you have to deal with tires and oil changes, that's nothing more than a fucking headache. People coming in and they expect you to get it done right away, so they sit around and wait. Nope, I had zero interest in that.
That's the whole end of the business I don't like. So, but I don't deal with that much. I deal with mainly the service end of the high end service end of the business. So I mean, like tomorrow when I go into work, I'm dealing with doing heavy engine repair on a 3.6 Pentastar. Then I have a engine job on a Ford Escape, a 2-liter turbo. Got front end job on an old Chevy pickup. Guy wants me to go through it and replace everything. He basically wants everything replaced, but I told him I probably don't need everything. He's, oh, I want everything replaced. Okay. We'll see when I give you a quote.
Yeah. Well, Cass usually 7 years, but here 5 years and it'll be dry.
Yeah, 5 years. 5 years in southern weather is going to dry rot the shit out of those tires.
Yeah.
Here in Michigan, you even see that. It depends on certain brands. I know are worse than others. Even certain models under certain brands are worse.
Depends on where they park. If they park in the garage, those tires will last 10 times longer than people that park outside. I've seen tires that were 20 years old and they had to have them changed because the cord broke in it. And they were not dry rotted. No, Shannon, wrong fucking guy.
Drywall's easy, Shannon. Drywall's real easy.
Yeah, I don't care.
I just don't like the finishing portion. Although if you get really good at it, sanding is very minimal.
No. I have helped friends out with doing that shit when they bought themselves a new house. Fuck that.
Not my favorite thing to do, but I can do it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want it. That's where no. I'm really happy the way it goes right now. I don't have to see many cars every week or vehicles, so Yeah, well, around here for sure. I mean, like I said, I've seen tires that were 20 years old and they had a wobble, and it was because the cork broke in the tire, but the tire was good.
I still see that shit all the time here, but our roads are so good. I mean, it's not a surprise. Like the broken belts and tires, I see that all the time here.
No, dealing with rust is an art, right, Dave?
Yeah, it can be interesting.
Just by looking at a bolt, you already know if you're going to get fucked or not.
I think the worst thing is when you're stuck underneath the fucking vehicle and no matter what you do, it just showers down on you.
Yep. Yep, you get that with older trucks when you have to do transmission or something like
It's not
that.
easy to keep my hair looking fancy. I don't like when rust falls on my hair.
Sucks.
It takes me a couple hours to set this shit up in the morning.
Yeah, sometimes a car sitting is worse for a tire than anything else, Nick. I swear. I swear, if you drive your vehicle more, your tires will last longer. Wait, Dave, Michigan doesn't have good roads. Rusted pieces of shit. Yep. Yeah, but when you deal with that, that's different than with salt. It's still rust. Don't get me wrong, Cass, but that is still different than when you deal with salt. That is a whole different. I don't know what it is. It's different, but yeah, it's. I mean, those get rusty too. Don't get me wrong, but
I think the worst cars I've ever dealt with straight up, I ain't gonna bullshit, come straight out of Canada. They were born and raised in Ontario or Windsor. They're gonna be rusty as shit.
yep.
I think the average lifespan of a vehicle there that has not been pre-treated, like for like rust problems, like oil sprayed, probably like 7 to 10 years max. Those things just rot to shit.
Yeah, you know what works best when you deal with that? Needle scaler. When you need to get to that bolt that's all jacked up and rusted and whatnot, that's the first thing I do is grab the needle scaler.
Nowadays, the latest model cars, I say latest model, but you say you go from a 2000,
Hey, Danson, how are you?
say 2012 and up. A lot of these cars handle the rust pretty damn good, except for certain brands like Jeep. Certain things on the Jeep, no matter what you do, they rust to shit, like axle bolts and shit.
Yeah, but every car brand has that.
Oh, I
Chevy,
see it on a
older,
Jeep. I see it on a Jeep 4 months after it's been put on the freaking road. You take the little
yeah, but the older Chevys have their spots. You know that one rear brace that goes over the fuel tank
the brake
under the
line?
bed. No, the cross member that's like a tube that comes over the fuel tank, goes to the other
Those
side.
are off the
That
road
one.
before I see them break. Here in Michigan, they're off the road before I see them break.
Really? Around here, they keep patching them up.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I was on a roll there doing. I was on a roll
falls
doing.
down, and
Yeah, I was on
they
a roll.
skip.
Those brake lines on those trucks, those Chevy trucks, I used to do those brake lines all the time.
Yep.
Now that I mentioned that older trucks, I can't tell you last time I did a Dorman brake line kit on a Chevy Silverado or GMC Sierra or Suburban or any of those because they're not on the roads here anymore. I mean, they are, but not enough to see them coming in left and right in my shop. I'm telling you, anything over 2010 is an old piece of shit here in Michigan. I just don't see them. I'm trying to think what, like so far this year, what would be an old car I've worked on. I might have worked on 1 or 2 cars that are older than a 2010 all year so far.
I got 2 farm trucks that are from '89, and they keep them on the road.
The last time I worked on a car from the 80s was a Camaro that a guy put a distributor in and he couldn't set it right and he couldn't get the thing to start. He said, "Do you know how to put the damn thing in right?" I guess I do. And he said, "Well, I'll tow it over here." I'm like, "Where's the car at?" He says, "In a storage yard a couple miles up the road." I said, "I'll just go over there. Has it got a good battery?" Yeah. So I'll meet you at your place. I gave him, traded cell phone numbers, got off work, went over there and took care of it. That was an 86 Chevy Camaro. But in my shop, I haven't seen anything older than the 2000s in fucking years.
I do quite a bit of those brake line repairs, just the whole new brake lines.
I used to all the time. Now the ones that are on the road, so like the
I
Chevys
still
on the road,
do.
are all coated. The ones that weren't coated, that were always rotting out and blowing up on everybody. I'm trying to think the last time I did a job like that. Year and a half ago was probably the last one I did. I haven't seen a single one come in that needed brake lines. Not saying they don't come in. The ones that come in have already been done. And the ones that don't come in for that, they're off the road. They're also already done.
Yep, like I said, I've done plenty of those. Whole new brake lines all the way around. That's a big job.
I probably done every bit of, I'm going to tell you upwards of probably 75, 80 of those trucks. If you include them all, if you include the Hummers, maybe even more than that. Include the H2 Hummer, the Silverado, the Sierra, the Tahoes, and Suburbans.
That's right, Walter.
Yukons, all of them. I've probably done 75 to 100 of those trucks.
Some of them you can't even get on the lift. They're rusted so bad. I use Rams for those.
I kind of miss those because those were becoming good money. I think
What?
our shops were charging 8 hours labor for them.
Hey, Diabolical, how are you? You would have looked good in that, dancing. But brake lines always come around when winter starts coming around. Then, the final last little bit of rust that just does them in.
I haven't done that. I haven't had to fabricate any brake lines or install any steel lines this year so far.
Every year.
I've done
They get
flexos. I haven't done any steel lines yet this year.
A lot of those, if you got to do the hose, you got to do the line. But then again, anything you work on that's older than 2010 is considered an old piece of shit.
Well, you don't see them in our shop anymore. It's rare. I mean, very, very rare to see something older than 2010.
Yep, I guess we come here, Dave.
You figure 2010 is 16 years old already. 15, 16 years old in the ballpark. That's older than the average age of a vehicle.
That's
or right
right.
around the average lifespan of a vehicle.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I do a lot of work on those. Hell, last week I had a '97 Ford in here, so
I can't remember the last time I had an H2 Hummer up on my alignment or on my hoist.
you don't see many of those around here. And the ones you do see,
I used to see them all the time. I don't see them
they're
anymore.
either parked or they're running. I think there's only a couple of them around here. I know there's a yellow one around here that drives around.
Like old Chevy Colorados and Canyons. Almost never see them in my shop anymore. Old Dakotas. Rare. Very, very rare.
There's just never been many Dakotas around here.
There's not that many Dodges. You see a lot of Dodges on the road. They're Rams that are leased most likely, and then they get rid of them.
You see more. Yeah, you see some Dodges here, but there's a lot of Fords and a lot of Chevys around here. A lot of Fords and a lot of Chevys.
I think Dodge is dying out. I mean, hopefully
depends on where you go, because it depends on where you go, because if you go, if I cross the state line here, you see a lot of fucking Dodges, man.
I'm just saying nationwide Dodges, and hopefully Chevy can find a way to bounce back and stay strong along with Ford. But Chrysler or Dodge, their market share has been dropping every year for like the last 4.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even hold 15% of the half-ton truck market anymore. They're almost getting outdone by freaking Toyota now.
Yeah, very well could be, Nick. Nick has a pretty good point.
I could go to shops that are way cheaper than me. You still won't see too many of those vehicles older than 2010. They're just not on the roads here. In Metro Detroit, you don't see that many vehicles that old. And a lot of them, when they do break, the people just fucking, that's it. I'm done with them.
Around here, they intend to hang on to them as long as possible.
We're $180 an hour as our hourly labor rate, Nick. We're not the highest and we're not the lowest. I think we're 180. We might be 180, 250 now. But we're in the 180 range. I got shops around me now that are 220 an hour.
Wow.
Well, how's a kid going to pass driver's training and do parallel parking without a backup camera and, parking assistance and all that stuff? You ask these kids to do a lot of stuff, man. And how can they talk to their friends if they're not allowed to hold their phones? So the phone's got to be, they got to have speakers built into the car. And, they sit so much, they got problems with sciatic nerve. So the heated seats really help them out when it comes to driving.
No friend of mine stopped by the other day. And, he just bought this big Chevy truck. He's got this giant fucking iPad in the middle of it and said, I don't know if that, if that thing is big enough. What the fuck, man? Giant iPad that takes up the whole center console. It's crazy.
Yeah, they've got some big screens in them now.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Well, now they're going to do voice commands for like honk the horn, turn signals left, turn signals right, high beams, low beams. That way you don't have to touch anything. You can concentrate on your driving because that's very important to the young generation.
Sure. You see it more and more around here, Nick. The older cars, they keep them going no matter what.
I used to got a lot of people trying to keep old cars going, but most of them work on them themselves. Not too many were taking them to shops anymore. All I know is I will say this: you're better off with a vehicle that's multiple years old than the fucking new shit they're building right now. What manufacturer is building a tried and true, tested, good vehicle at this point in time? I don't know of anything Chevy or Ford is building that doesn't have some type of major issue going on.
I don't know. I'm sticking to my old junk no matter
what.
I'm
saying. I'm trying to think from 2019 up. It's been major failure after failure with almost every automaker out there.
Yeah, Shan, and there's a lot of guys, a lot of people around here that's what they buy and that's what they drive. And the amount of people that go south to buy a vehicle is starting to get fucking crazy.
A 2006 Taurus. Now that Shannon mentions that, we did have a 2004 Taurus in our shop. It was running like shit, and
Hey,
Yeah.
diabolical. That's especially for you, right? Because once you start on it, as well, while we're here, we might as well. Diabolical reinvented the whole snowball effect.
we had a 2004 or 5 or 6 Taurus come in our shop the other day. 3-liter overhead valve running like shit. I went and popped the hood on it. And there's a ham sandwich up on the intake manifold.
Ham sandwich.
There was, man, and the injector harness going to number 5 injector was chewed to shit, and the capacitor for the ignition coil was also chewed to shit. But it left the house. Whatever took residence or left the house, but they left the ham sandwich behind. I mean, it was a ham sandwich. I mean, this was no bullshit sandwich. This was a Detroit rat that did this. Ain't no little mouse carried that shit up and put it on the intake.
Says it's 1,500. Just don't. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that around here, man. They pay about $5,000 or something like that, and that's what they're driving. They don't want that car payment. That's right, Cass. That's right.
The car payment ain't that big of an issue if you go out and you finance yourself a new, $700,000 house, and the car payment won't look that bad when you finance your new vehicle. But a lot of people today, I mean, the average. I have a friend that's a salesman at a Chevrolet dealership, and he told me the average car payment with a vehicle purchase, he would say is right around $800 a month. And if it's a truck and they're purchasing it, he said $950 to $1,500 a month.
Yeah, fuck that.
And that's not lease pricing. I'm not talking any leases.
Yeah, I saw a Land Rover commercial coming by the other night, and their payment was $1,100 a month. Well, holy shit, for an SUV, $1,100 a month.
That ain't no big deal. The Big Arts burger at McDonald's is $12.99 for a medium size.
I have not been there in many, many years. So, yeah, for like 84 months, yeah. The car note is not even 5 years anymore.
Yeah, but you go from 60 months to 84 months, you really ain't lowering your payment much. You're just paying a lot more interest.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Holy shit. Are you serious, Nick?
Oh, yeah,
Automakers are now approving 96-month loans.
Yeah, they're doing that.
Same thing here, guys. Yep. Or stop by the Mexican joint, place your order on the phone, swing by 15 minutes later and pick it up. You pay only a couple dollars more. You have an actual meal. That's right, Emily, sir. But I think that's the whole goal. And then they can't keep selling new cars.
Well, the true goal is that you will never own a car. It's not the car company's goal, it's the fucking government's.
1K a month, yeah, and that's just crazy. You used to buy a house for that. You know that? Finance a house for that for $800 to $1,200 a month. You would have you would finance a house for that in monthly payment. And now you can just finance a car for that. That's just fucking wild.
It wouldn't be that bad if you had a house payment that was $7,200 a month, and that $800 car payment would seem normal.
If it's not broken, fix it. What's up? How you been, my man? And interest payments. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, my arm.
Yeah, there's no way you ever pay that off.
My house payment just went up not too long ago, too. They redid my escrow. I think it went up, actually. I got notice in November that it would be going up. My house payment went up $68 a month just to cover taxes.
That's fucking nuts.
And my annual tax bill is just over $5,000 a year now. That's just for the house I live in. Nothing else.
Mhm. Yeah, I seen your new box, new Cornwell box. How you liking that thing? Need to do a toolbox tour on that. Mine went up with 93. It's all related to property tax. Yeah,
My house payment. I don't
it's
even know what my
nuts.
house payment is exactly. I just saw something that said it, the minimum my house payment is going to go up, or whatever has to go towards escrow is going to go up $68 a month. But I pay more than what my house payment is. I pay extra principal every month.
Yeah,
So I
that's
don't even know
smart.
I don't even know what my exact house payment is. The house I currently live in should be paid off in 4 more years, or sooner. Probably
Yeah,
not
because
sooner.
even if you would make an extra payment, an extra house payment or an extra payment each year, at the end of the year or once a year, already makes a huge difference.
Oh, it's huge. It's gigantic. Somebody doesn't believe that. You got to put yourself in front of those one of those calculators and see
Yeah.
what a difference it makes just paying one extra house payment. If somebody thinks they don't have an extra $500 a year to put towards principal on their house, yes, you do. Put down what that extra $500 a year does on a 30-year mortgage, and it saves you many, many, many thousands. You almost can't afford not to pay a little extra here and there.
Right.
If you look at how much you save in interest, but that interest is out of sight, out of mind. So I understand you don't actually see it. Even if somebody shows you on paper, this is what would happen if you did that, you still don't see it. You don't see the savings because you're used to paying something every month anyway.
Right. It's nice. You like it better than your KRL? The Cornwell box you got now? Should be a little bit better quality than the KRL, I think, isn't it? Because that
KRL's
is
a master series. KRL's a
Yeah.
master series.
yeah, but if it's not broken, fix it. He just got himself the top of the line from Cornwell, which
I've only seen a Cornwell box in person one time. That's one company I have never had. I've never had a dealer for one. I had a guy come to my shop that worked with us for probably about 8 months that had a new Cornwell Platinum Series box.
yeah, those are the ones. Those are the high dollar ones.
I never looked that close at it. It was
They're
solid.
not-
I mean, it was solid. I can't say it was better. Or
And that's
worse than
probably one of the
Snap-on
very few.
or Mako
it's probably one of
6S.
It's probably one of the very few toolboxes that still holds their value when they're used. Much better than a Cornwell or a much better. The Cornwell holds its value much better than a Snap-on or a Matco.
Yeah, but aren't they way cheaper to begin with?
That I don't know. I have never looked at retail. What their prices are.
I mean, it's like right now, I think my Matco dealer said the 6S series boxes, Matco's got a promotional sale on them right now. They're 40% off. Not just the 1776 boxes, Nick. Every box that Snap-on builds, look at the price they're getting on it. Matco's no better. Matco's actually more expensive for a box equivalent to whatever you pick out in an Epic Snap-on. If you go Matco 6S, it will come out to be about the same or more expensive on a Matco.
Yeah, that was when I was.
Price of a brand new
but that's
box.
that's on a lot of stuff with Matco.
The price on a brand new box, so this face it, the price on a brand new box is bullshit. By the time that box reaches the dealer, Matco and Snap-on and Mac Tools and Cornwell already made what they wanted off that box by the time it's in the dealer's truck. And the dealer's going to make another 30+% off of used just selling it, even with discounts and stupid promotional interest rates and rebates and all that shit. There's so much markup in the box. Well, in all the tools, there's so much markup. It's not funny. But that's business.
Yeah, I really like that too. If it's not fixed, if it's not broke, fix it. I feel like that Cornwell Platinum box is really close to, when it comes to the way you open the drawer and all that, is really close to what an Epic is. I like it a lot. I'm supposed to have a new Cornwell guy in this area. Haven't seen him yet, but Mac was the most expensive. Huh.
Sorry about that. Let the dog out.
If it's not broken, fix it. He says that Mac was the most expensive one out of the four.
I haven't priced a Mac in a very, very long time. But I do know I priced out a Snap-on on that toolbox builder thing, and I priced out a Matco one. I mean, these are straight up retail prices, not any deal made with the tool truck. And the Snap-on was cheaper. But both extremely expensive. I think what I priced out was a little over $50,000.
I've looked at the Tool Vault before. That was on a farm show. And, man, I don't know. It's definitely lesser than a KRL.
Oh, it's definitely lesser. I just don't know. If I was to buy that box and try to run another 15 years out of it with as much of a load that I have in it or as much of a load that Theo has in the box, I don't know if it would hold without having some issues. I think we'd start. I think we get some drawer sag out of that. I don't think it's
well. And I remember because Nuts and Bolts with Tony, he put a video out on that. I think that was on TikTok. asking about the new tool vault toolbox, $10,000 for that box or something like that, or 8,000 or 10,000, something like that. It was a pretty big fucking dollar amount, and that's where I said, dude, you buy yourself a used fucking Epic for that 84-inch, really really nice one, because a used Epic goes for what, about 6 to 7, 8 maybe.
You can do better than that. Joe's Tool Exchange, I think his are lower than 7 usually for Epic 84, or right around 7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Depends on what you
All I know
find.
is those will last.
If you get an older Epic,
They'll last the duration of time. I've seen the Tool Vault boxes. I've seen the Icon, not Gen 2s, the first gen, which I know they're only 25 inches deep or whatever. I actually know a guy who has one, and he's got his box loaded up like mine is, like Theo's is, and he's dealing with drawer sag issues. He opens up drawers, and one drawer hits the other drawer. You know, they're rubbing, and that makes you see the drawers sagging, and his whole box is leaning now. The whole metal frame of the box is leaning because the floor he's sitting on is not even. So it's leaning, and it almost looks like it's going to crack a weld. It probably will eventually. So is that Icon box a solid box under the right kind of use? Yes. Is the Tool Vault going to work for the right person? Not overloaded, not used all day long, every day, probably without a problem. It'd probably be fine with it. They have no problems. It all depends on how much you're expecting it to do and how much weight you're really going to put in it.
That's how you do it, Nick. Yeah, like I said, it's like what Nuts and Bolts with Tone did. I don't know, man. I would never do that.
Well, is there ever a point in time where you worry about what you put in your drawers?
No.
I never worry about how much weight's in my drawers.
Not the least little bit. This box here is over 20 years old. And it's got a lot of fucking weight in that top drawer.
Well, I have a KRL. I have an old Master Series box. I think Cass does too. Doesn't Cass have an old, not old, not necessarily, not that it's old, but I think he has a Masters Mr. Big, or is that Epic?
I don't know. You got to ask him. I'm pretty sure it's a Mr. Big, but I'm not sure if it's a KRL or an Epic. I think he's got an Epic, but I'm not 100% sure. It's a Masters, okay.
I'd say there's not a huge difference between an Epic and a Masters. The drawer latch system is different. The Masters is about an inch, or the Epic's an inch deeper, inch and a quarter deeper, something like that.
That that cart that I got at that other shop, that's a KRL. A good cart, but versus this box, those drawers they feel a little cheaper. That's all I got to say. I don't know what it is. I can't really put my finger on it. You know, if I ever want to do anything with another box, it would definitely be an Epic and nothing less. Yeah, drawer depth, it's a big one, and the latches. Well, sometimes, it's not always easy being cheap when it comes to shit like that, Nick. So is it a perfect setup? No, but I make it work. So that's, and I'm happy with that. I am not going to spend buku money on a box. I can't afford that.
The boxes are expensive as hell.
Yeah, well, even with updated addicts, used, and then let's say do icon side cabinets or whatever, I mean, I'll have twice as much in it than what I got in this one here, and no extra room. Yeah, that's right, Nick. But then again, for what I got in this stuff here, I could probably sell it for what I got in it because I bought it cheap enough. I bought it way cheap. So, but I do like that, the way it's set up now. I got a little bit of everything. So, and I do like to.
Debating what to add to my box. I don't know if I want to try to find a new box or just add to it.
I love my top box. That's it. With the drawers, that man, that's where he can gain a lot. But yeah, I wouldn't care for any of that, Walter.
Our Mercedes dealerships in our area have toolboxes built into the shop. So is one of the Honda dealers by me.
Yeah, sometimes that Snap-on power cabinet that I got right there, I had to wait more than a year for it to show up. And what I bought that was hanging off the side of a KRL box, and then I turned around and sold that box for what I had in it, and basically had that cabinet for free. That was a good deal.
So I got a good deal on the Scanto I bought not too long ago.
Yeah, you sure fucking did, buddy.
Tool truck, he didn't give a shit. I'm like, you sure that's all you want for it? Yeah, okay. Here.
Yeah, you sure did.
My Matco dealer never sells anything at any substantial price that's used.
Yeah, that's what you said last week.
He must not give shit. I've never traded anything into him, but he must not give shit on a trade-in because anything he's got on his truck. I mean, he had somebody trade in a Snap-on Air Impact, one of their newer designs, half-inch drive Air Impact, for the Matco T-Rex, is it? Or Raptor, or whatever it is. Whatever Matco's half-inch Impact is. And he was selling the Snap-on his truck for $125 is what he was asking for. And one of our younger guys says, "Is that a pretty good price?" I'm like, "It's worth $125. It looks like it's brand new." And
Yeah.
the Matco guy's like, he only had it for a few months. It looked brand new, so the young kid picked it up. But I think that stupid Impact on the Snap-on truck is like $700. Last time I asked or looked.
Yeah.
For half-inch drive Air Impact, $700.
All right, Dave. We're over our mark.
All righty. Everybody in chat, thanks for joining in. And y'all have a good rest of your week. And Theo, thanks for having me. And we'll catch you next time.
All right, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend, and hope everybody has a good week. Thank you for coming out, Dave. Thank you for coming on, and everybody take care. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.